You're not seeing this pink, not properly. This camera can't capture it, YouTube can't store it, and your screen can't display it. I'm in the studio of artist Stuart Semple, and he's made what he calls the pinkest pink.
I've been painting since I was 5 years old, and I've seen a lot of pink. And thousands of people have used the pink, and nobody said they've seen a pinker pink. This stuff's really pink. I've created the pinkest pink, the greenest green, the loveliest blue, and the yellowish yellow. I've also created the world's most glittery natural glitter and the mattest, blackest art material in the world. About a year and a half ago, a company called Surrey Nanosystems announced that they'd created Vanta Black, which was this really awesome, blacker than the blackest black. But they gave the exclusive rights to an artist called Anish Kapoor to use it, and that annoyed a lot of artists, and I got really annoyed as well. So I put my pinkest pink out. On the website, I put a disclaimer that you weren't Anish Kapoor, you weren't associated with Anish Kapoor. A lot of people thought that was quite funny, and a lot of people bought the pink. Unfortunately, including Anish Kapoor, he managed to get his hands on it, and then he dipped his finger in it and put it on Instagram that he'd got the pink. It was sort of great and sort of really frustrating when he did that, because all of a sudden we were getting thousands and thousands of orders. We ended up staying up for about 4 weeks making pink paint, and nothing else could happen, and it just took over our whole life.
There are all sorts of complicated and clever ways that computers can store colour, but by the time this video reaches your screen, it's basically just a series of numbers that say how bright to make each of the red, green, and blue pixels, the tiny lights that make up your screen. And unless you've got a really fancy, expensive screen, those numbers run from 0 to 255, which is 8 ones in binary. 0 means turn the pixel off, 255 means as bright as it can go. That means your screen can show somewhere around 16 million colours. But that's not every colour, and it's not this one. Because if I pointed this camera at the sun, you wouldn't be blinded. The numbers can't go above 255. I can't make your screen go brighter than 100%. And if I pointed at something extremely dark, the number can't go below 0. I can't make your screen any darker than if it was turned off. In the same way, there are colours that are so intense, your screen can't display them. The pixels cannot go red, green, or blue enough. And this is one of them.
There are massive libraries of pigments, organic ones, inorganic ones, synthetic ones, created ones, natural ones, and they've been digging them up since day dot. Mummy brown was made out of ground up mummies. So there's a huge database of pigments that you can order, and you can play with them. I've made mixes of these pigments and binders, created something, tweaked it, and gone back and got these relationships right. So it's quite a complicated little potion, actually.
In a few years' time, technology will move on. It's already possible to buy expensive equipment with a wider colour gamut, and that might be able to display this pink. But in the meantime, I can try and simulate what being here is like. In this shot, this one here, I have digitally adjusted the saturation of this pink so it's not quite as intense. Now, if I turn it back up, imagine that change, but more so. That's how pink this pink is. It is ridiculously pink. Thank you to Stuart Semple and all the team at his workshop. Pull down the description for more about them, their pigments, and this pink. This is gorgeous! I cannot get over how luminous this is. I started out, it's like, well, this isn't doing anything. This is just powder, and then it just goes.